It started like any other first-class boarding. Polite greetings, stowed bags, seatbelt clicks. But for 17-year-old Elijah Redd, son of one of the wealthiest black men in America, airline founder Douglas H. Redd, this flight would become a defining moment. Elijah wasn't flashy. Despite his legacy, he traveled alone, hoodie up, headphones in, and kindness in his quiet gaze. As the plane filled, a flight attendant named Kendra barely glanced at him, clearly mistaking him for someone out of place. It began subtly. No water offered, curt tone, skipped meal order. Elijah noticed, but said nothing. He had been raised with grace and strategy, not impulse. But things escalated fast when a white passenger bumped him mid-aisle, and Kendra snapped at Elijah, telling him to watch it. Still, he held his silence. Then came the unthinkable. After refusing to move seats for a passenger who preferred not to sit next to a teen in a hoodie, Elijah calmly stated he had a right to be there. Kendra's response? A sharp slap across his face. Gasps rippled through the cabin. Elijah didn't cry. He didn't yell. He simply picked up his phone, turned on the camera, and said, "Dad, we have a situation." What followed was silent but seismic. Unknown to the crew, the systems Elijah activated were ones his father had quietly helped build: protocols for escalation, legal trace logs, civil rights audits. Within 10 minutes, the plane received a mysterious grounding order. It landed at the nearest airport. Authorities boarded. A quiet man in a charcoal suit arrived and spoke only to Elijah. No press, no spectacle. But Kendra was escorted off the plane, pale and shaking. The rest of the passengers sat frozen, watching something they didn't fully understand. Real-time accountability, activated not by rage, but by calm, calculated truth. Later, when Elijah stepped off the plane, his father was waiting. Douglas didn't embrace him immediately. He just looked into his son's eyes and nodded.
Acknowledging what Elijah had done. Stayed composed, chosen dignity, and held power without performance. In the aftermath, Kendra was not just fired. The airline launched a full investigation, civil suits followed, and their bias protocols were rewritten under Douglas Redd's leadership, not as a victim, but as a visionary reclaiming the skies for those once told they didn't belong there. And Elijah? He went home not as a boy who had been slapped, but as a young man who reminded a corporation and a country that quiet strength changes everything.